Item of business this evening is Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, number 2 item on the agenda this evening is the approval of the minutes of the November 19, 2024 meeting.
To approve the November 19th, 2024 minutes.
I'll second that.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right. The third item this evening is a public hearing for the consideration and vote to recommend approval of a text amendment to section 03.350 of the Land Development Ordinance. I will take a motion to open the public hearing.
I would make a motion to open public hearing.
I'll second the motion
All right.
for public hearing.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
I see no one from the public here this evening. Did you get any written comments?
I didn't
Pertaining to
no
the-
written, no phone calls,
Okay.
been quiet.
Oh,
It was published in the paper.
Then in that case, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'd second that.
All right?
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right.
So at previous meetings on October 15th and November 19th, revisions to section 350 of the Land Development Ordinance were discussed. The applicant provided research from surrounding municipalities and has proposed a text amendment to the LDO. Current LDO language only allows for keeping of farm animals on lots 3 acres or larger. The new LDO language would allow for keeping of small farm animals on smaller lots, while still requiring a minimum of 3 acres for large farm animals and bees. Since our last meeting, I read through and made just a couple little bitty changes in the wording. On the title, instead of the keeping of animals, I changed it to keeping of farm animals. That way there was no confusion with the public of keeping dogs or cats. Same thing with section 1, added farm animals in there. I think I changed anything else from the last revisions we had. Andy had mentioned towards the end of the bees, changing that to 3 or more acres, so got that changed. Other than that, not everything else. Staff's recommendation is approval of the proposed text amendment. And the application is consistent with section 21.212 of the LDO by addressing new uses, changing conditions, and or clarifying existing language. The application will not be detrimental to the health, safety, or general welfare of the community.
Any discussion? I will take the motion.
I'll move to recommend approval of the text amendment for section 3.350 of the Land Development Ordinance.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, put it to a vote.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right, item number 4 this evening is a public hearing for the consideration and a vote to recommend approval of a text amendment to section 07.102 of the Land Development Ordinance. I will accept a motion to open a public hearing.
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
Got a motion and a second?
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right, the public hearing is now open. I see no one from the public here this evening. Did you receive any written or verbal communications regarding it?
I didn't on this either.
Okay. With that being said, I will accept a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Seconded.
A motion and a second.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
For this one, city staff has recently found that a subsection in the LDO is not in compliance with Kansas statute 25-2711. The section of the LDO was updated in 2010, and the statute was introduced in 2015. Staff is proposing a change of section 7.102 subsection A5 to be consistent with Kansas statute. Current wording for subsection 5 is political campaign signs not exceeding 4 square feet in area, displayed during no more than a 4-week period preceding and a 1-week period following an election. And these were for sign exemptions. And staff suggestion is to amend subsection 5 to read political campaign signs not exceeding 4 square feet in area, displayed during no more than a 45-day period preceding and a 2-day period following an election. Staff's recommendation is approval of the proposed text amendment. The application is consistent with section 21-212 of the LDO by addressing new uses, in this case, changing conditions and or clarifying existing language. This application will not be detrimental to the health, safety, or general welfare of the community.
All right, any discussion? Right. Hearing none, I'd make a motion. I move to recommend approval of the text amendment for section 07.102 of the Land Development Ordinance.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, put it to a vote.
McLean,
Yes.
Calvin,
Yes.
Mauer,
Yes.
Dees.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda this evening is the Community and Economic Development Director Report.
So we're up to 421 permits for the year. Last year, we ended with 423, so I expect us to make that. We did just get 2 new home permits last week. We've got 1 or 2 more that are approved, just ready for payment. And then another couple of them that are kind of in the planning phase, so houses are finally picking up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So expect to see that at the beginning of next year. Walmart's plans were approved by Building and Fire Review, and their projected start date is somewhere around the middle of May. November City Council, the final site plan for AEC was approved. And Kimley Horn was selected to complete the Transportation Safety Action Plan for Paola. And we have a meeting with them on Friday, I believe, to kind of get things together on where we're going to start with it.
Okay.
And then next month's Planning Commission, depending on Peppercorn for tiny homes, depending on his speed and getting some revisions back, we may or may not have that.
Okay.
He's got the plans submitted, review comments back to him, so working on revisions. There's quite a few comments, so I'd like to get them addressed before we make a motion to recommend it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that way we're not having to recommend it with conditions. It can be a little more streamlined.
Yeah.
But that's all I've got.
Anybody have anything for staff?
How's the VA?
It's going good. We have a temporary occupancy inspection either later this week or early next week. They've got just about everything besides like flooring, final paint, some finishing touches done. So we're gonna go and do a temporary occupancy. It's more of a formality to allow the workers to keep working and go on to next year's. So
Yeah.
looking at, I think, late February for a total completion. Be able to open up February, March. Yeah, it's coming along good. They've been, I haven't really ran into any snags. It's pretty surprising.
Shouldn't have said that.
But, yeah. Yeah, Trevor's been pretty good about keeping on top of them with everything, so.
Yeah, I see they had to move that pipe that comes out of pond down away, so wait.
Yep. Yeah, they got their updated plans sent into us and they moved it down and actually moved the channel a little bit to keep it even farther away.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing to get done and not have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, cause I still don't understand why they didn't have the building up another 5 foot or so.
Yeah, I know.
To match the coffee shop,
Hmm.
just that was,
Yeah,
I haven't figured that one out.
I don't know either. But I think they all got approved by Wilson for
Yeah.
civil review, so. I don't know if it was just something that didn't get caught or that just a weird preference.
Or maybe it was costs.
Yeah.
To raise that up.
I don't know, they got a lot of dirt out there.
Yeah, there's a lot hanging around just
Well,
waiting.
they
to be reused.
moved it, they move it, then they move it again, and it's
Uh-huh.
just almost seems like a little chaos.
Yeah. Oh, and city council, I did get passed an amendment to our municipal code to require erosion control on residential builds.
Yeah,
Kind of on an as needed basis as Trevor sees fit. Just to prevent it. It's gotten bad a couple places out there at the lake, that one of those new houses that went out to the street. So this gives us some rules to fall back
oh,
on.
yeah,
Everybody's been pretty receptive of it so far.
that's good. How's the dam project coming?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we have a meeting early next week for an update on it. One site. We finally got a little bit of dry weather again, so they've been able to excavate some more out there. So they're moving along good on it though.
Quite the project.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of soil tests and going through the whole gamut of tests now.
Yeah,
They've got all of that north side of the lake done and seeded and so it looks nice over there.
yeah, that's nice and smooth. That road's smooth now.
Mhm.
Looks good.
The guys that were doing the utility work in the Borough area, they did a very nice job.
I've been impressed with, I got lucky, I've kind of halfway got put in charge of keeping an eye on all the fiber install out at the lake, and I got lucky with how well they restored everything, and thankfully it was a lot more spread out there, so it's a little easier for them to move around. But yeah, they're getting closer on finishing the lake up. They've got a little bit on the west side to tie in. And then the east coming off the dam there, connecting to Lakeview, but aside from that,
They were working on it pretty hard today
yeah,
on the west side.
really, they've been moving quick, so. Out there, like I said, it's a lot easier to move quick when it's all spread out.
Yeah,
We can just get quick calm all done and have just one company in here be a lot easier to manage, so.
is QuickCom landline too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they are too. Huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Affinity.
Mm. No, yeah, it's been quick calm, so they had their first round a couple of years ago.
Right.
And this is the finish, the second half of their build out. They kicked off right about the same time that Comcast did. And then at the same time, we had Mocan Dial in installing fiber for the public Wi-Fi. And they're all done already. It was just a short run they had to do. So.
You'd think they could all use the same tube.
Oh,
That thing's big enough around.
we've
for them
suggested
little
it.
Fibers
Yeah.
come together and whoever put the original tube in, rent space to the other company.
Yeah, yeah, we've suggested it to them and we've been told that on up above them in the offices, they don't, I don't know,
They don't like sharing.
yeah. I do know up in the city, and I think they talked about in new subdivisions burying a big conduit.
Yeah,
Um,
then everything goes through it,
that, yeah, that way they
That
can
makes
just
sense.
pull their lines instead of having to get more.
cause I mean, it's like,
Probably makes too much sense.
yeah, it wouldn't, you wouldn't do anything to make sense.
Right.
That just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will take a motion to adjourn,
I will make that.
and you gonna second it?
So second.
Okay, she's got the second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're out of here.